day of the week.
It
Y'all the
must
Bears
be
need to say,
Tuesday.
there you go. Say it again for the people in the back.
It must be Tuesday.
And there it is, down in
We're here.
Sports Talk, in your face and in your eye. It's myself, left-handed at RM. That's on Twitter, which is this right now. And then you got my Code D in the building. Y'all the Bears in the house. The hold up, pardon self. National League East champion,
Exactly.
Philadelphia Phillies,
2 times back to
Super
back.
Bowl champion, two back to back. Let me get it right. Back to back. NL East champion, Super Bowl 59 champion. Y'all the Bears in the building.
What's going on?
Rowski, what's happening? How you living? How you living? How you living?
Oh, we're living like champions over here. I mean,
Look at this
it's
already.
like the city that just can't stop winning. You know,
Look at
it's
this. Look
crazy.
at this over here. Jeez,
Um,
Louise.
you
Okay.
know, it would have been great to win it, to clinch it at home, but you know what? It felt even better to do it in LA. You know, do it in Dodger Stadium where everybody before the season start already crowned World Series champs.
You know, win
You know,
120 games,
and,
all that.
oh, how many? You know, the question was how many games the Dodgers was going to win. It wasn't how many games they was going to lose. Oh, they'll go undefeated. You know, they'll win 182 games. You know, superstar
Otani gonna hit
roster.
100 home runs. Right, right, right.
Yeah, look at the superstar roster. This amazing lineup. You can't make a mistake with any pitches with this lineup. It's very dangerous. Everybody can hit. Well, guess what? Everybody's not hitting in LA. You know, Kyle Schwarber's. You know, he hit number what 52 last night there. Um, and we came out with the win in 10 innings to clinch the NL the NL. Everybody, you know, in the off season, oh, the Mets got Juan Soto. Oh, Pete Alonso is coming back. It's gonna be a crazy lineup. The Mets is back. The Mets got all the weapons. The Mets. Oh, Juan Solo is gonna bring championship to New York. And I'm like, wow, he was already in New York. He was just across the street, you know, in the Bronx, you know, with the Yankees, and they was in the World Series, and it didn't happen for him there. So then he caught the train and got off at City Field and signed with the Mets, and they was supposed to bring the Mets back to their glory days, you know, when they was winning championships, when they was extremely relevant, when they was a scary team. And look what happened, you know. Old reliable Philadelphia Phillies, you know, just stayed the course, you know, behind, you know, every speed bump that we had. And we did what we set up to do, which was win the division because we knew that we had the best team, we knew we had the best lineup, and we made the best decisions during the trade deadline to bring in the maybe not the biggest name, but the best player that fit our lineup, that fit our play style, and it has definitely turned out to be a really good move for us with Harrison Beta, and also bring in a super reliable closer, you know, that we desperately needed since our original plan got messed up because people like to take the easy way and use fake Ozempic from a country that has walls around it that a certain president is, you know, building to keep us safe. Um, but it didn't keep the fake Ozempic out of Jose Alvarado arm, belly, or wherever he's shooting it in his thigh, whatever. Okay, so he got suspended for 80 games, and he wasn't going to be postseason eligible. And then all of a sudden, his elbow started hurting again. My elbow would hurt too if I know that I wasn't going to be pitching in the postseason also. So thank goodness for that because now that you know opened up a roster spot that we can slide another pitcher in there um, for our postseason run. So you know, but other than that, it's amazing. You know, we feel good. We, you know, the Phillies are killing it. Right now we're in LA, playing this. They got these last two games against the Dodgers. Um, on the flip side, Eagles 2-0, hard fought um, game. Seems like every game we play, it is gritty. I think we're just a really gritty football team this year, and winning doesn't look pretty, but it's winning. You know, um, thank you to Mr. Taylor Swift for having Butterfingers and basically guiding that ball into my rookie safety Andrew Makuba hands. He almost ran that back for a pick six. Luckily, he got tackled from the back. But I said, wow, look at Travis. Look at Mr. Butterfingers here. I think he's kind of regretting maybe not retiring because it's not going to be very pretty in Kansas City this year. It's not going to be all bells and whistles and smiley faces and rainbows out there. It's no gold pie at the end of the rainbow for Mr. Patrick Mahomes. He was out there getting flashbacks of the prior Super Bowl, especially in that second half. The defense finally got to him, punch him around. Regular stuff that we do. And I got to say salute to our newest addition in Zadarius Smith. Definitely made his presence known on the outside of our defensive line. So he definitely was a welcoming addition, and he still got it. And it's just crazy that he was just out there just waiting for somebody to pick him up. He should have been on somebody's roster day one. To me, but that's how I'm living. We're living good. I know somebody team played last night and snuck out of there with a 1 point win. Baker being Baker, you know, running around, got popped up. Looked like his ankle was a little hurt, but he stayed in the game. That's one thing I say about Baker Mayfield. I mean, his ankle had to been like separated from his body for him to get out the game. Like he stays in there. He's a warrior. I
I
give him that.
wish
He's a
I,
tough
I,
guy.
I wish he'd learn how to stay attached to the ball when he's running around and nobody's near him. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah,
yeah, 20-19, Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Houston Texans. Monday Night Football doubleheader. Um, Browski, I've been watching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for 50 plus seasons, yo. And like for real, like as decent as we are right now, um, you could go back to last year, you can go back to the year before that, you can go back to the year before that. All the Tampa Bay games are like what? I've been saying it for a couple of years on the show, like Batman episodes. You don't know what's gonna happen to the end, right? I'm never really confident, and especially like in a road situation like that, it turned into a defensive struggle. C.J. Stroud, if he was the C.J. Stroud that we were talking about a couple years ago, he would have shredded that defense. So for me, Zion McCullum was getting toasted and twisted. That's why I said on my Facebook page, I'm like, yo, whatever year you talk about my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we have a affection for getting burnt and toasted, no matter who you put back there. So the kid Zion McCullum was getting, he was getting used out there, yo.
he was getting
But at the
cooked.
end
He
of the
was.
day, huh?
I said he was getting cooked out there. He
He was getting
definitely
used out
was.
there. Son. Word is bond. So again, at the end of the day, the bottom line is we escaped with a victory that maybe we shouldn't have had. A couple of penalties that weren't called. Okay, it happens. You know what I mean? But again, I'm looking at my team right now after 2 weeks, and I'm saying, damn, what are we? Who are we? Right? We escaped a win in Atlanta because Young Hae Ko couldn't hit a game time field goal. Right? We escaped with a win on Monday Night Football on the road, 2 games on the road, mind you, right? So the um the pie in the sky Buccaneer fan would say, "Yeah, that's 2-0, and we won 2 games on the road, and we won, in the division, and we won, in Houston, a tough atmosphere." Well, what did you learn? What I learned was Bucky Irvin is getting ready to be the truth. The kid Abuke, the rookie wide receiver, he dropped when he should have had. But I'm not going to blame him on that because that's 2 weeks in a row he scored. Right? I'm not mad at him. He's going to learn. Um, Sloppy game. My defense, Levante David. What did you want him to do? Put 50 handles on the football before he threw it to you? What did you want? Levante David. He threw it to you, not at you, to you. And again, I'm not gonna get mad at the homie. He's a veteran. You know what I mean? He paid his dues and stuff like that. But in games, we gotta have those plays because you never know when those gimme plays are gonna come. That was at a big point in the game where it could have been like, boom, lockdown city, right? So here we go again. The dude runs back to after we score, right, Browski? After we score, this dude runs the back. And the special. Oh, and let me tell you. Oh,
Yeah.
because I'm on one. Down in Sports Talk, we in the building, Browski and left-handed in the house. Listen, they was getting at the punter. They was getting closer. The first one was close. The second one was closer. The third one was closer. Because I kept saying, they going to get him. When they blocked the punt, I was like, oh, this was coming. Right? So the special teams need to step it up. Todd Bowles, man, I don't want to say it because we're winning. You know what I mean? Defending NFC South champions. We're getting respect. That's all I ever talked about, basketball. We was getting laughed at. When people say I like the Buccaneers and now they laugh at me. All I want is respect. We ain't ready for the prime time games yet. We're not. I'm telling you the truth. We like, we like Browski. We like Clemson. But we just 2-0. We're a field goal away and a couple of other bad plays away from being 0-2. Am I right or wrong? Come on, I'm just telling it like it
No,
is, Kimmy. You know what
no,
I'm saying?
you're right. I mean, but you can say the same thing about the Eagles. We
But we ain't
are
talking about the Eagles right now.
we're
You
drop
had your time.
passes
We ain't talking about the Eagles.
away
We talking
from
about the
being
Tampa
0
Bay
and 2.
Buccaneers.
But
Like,
no, but I'm just saying
no, but come on, Browski. You knew
it's
you was
just
gonna
so
win.
early
Come
in
on,
the
Browski.
it's so early in the season that especially with those games, I mean, I look at that game more as wow, what's going on with CJ Strauss? Is he really missing Joe Mixon and Tank Bell that much? The offense is not really cohesive like it usually is. It's not that creative. He's missing a lot of throws, underthrowing, overthrowing. Like the one ball when the corner of the end zone for Nico Collins, I'm like, he would have just floated it. It would give Nico a chance to get there. It was either he's going to catch it or go out of bounds, but it's like he totally missed him. So when I've seen that game, my raw thought came to like, yo, what is going on with CJ Strauss? Like, he hasn't gotten better. It's like he stayed the same. It's like he got drafted, had a great rookie season, and it was like, oh, I made it, and just never got better. That's
Salute,
what I.
Norman. Thanks for checking in, B. Yeah, I mean, when you talk about C.J. Stroud, you know, I mean, again, what are we? Is he taking a step back again? You know what I mean? Um, and what are we doing with the Houston Texans? Because again, a lot of people had them pegged to be one of those, those contenders in the AFC South or in the AFC period. But for me, all right, we got away with it with 2-0. But Browski, my 2-0 came in a price. Cansey, our defensive lineman, is out for the year. You know, so again, I feel like we're only 2 weeks in to an 18-week season.
Yeah.
I'm looking at trying to get better before we get down to that Eagle game that we got coming up in a couple of weeks, where it's got to be War City up in here. So
Right.
hide the children and all that.
That's
right?
right.
But okay, Browski, I feel you. Let's go, Yada Bear. Let's go.
That's
All
right.
right, because she's gonna be the Super Bowl champion going into this matchup. And you know how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers always handle the Eagles like that.
Yeah,
But we'll cross
pass.
that bridge when we get to it.
Mm-hmm.
But Kimmy, let me ask you a question. After the first 2 weeks of the season, what team has really kind of like kind of like went the way you thought it was going to go, or went below your expectations?
Um, I mean, the easy answer is Cleveland. You know, we all knew that that was going to be a dumpster fire. You know, 40-plus-year-old Joe Flacco as the starter. You know, no real identity with the team. Controversy during the whole off season. It's just a mess in Cleveland. But I actually will have to say my true answer would be the Cincinnati Bengals. Um, yeah, you'd be like, wow, why would you say that? They are 2-0, but at a terrible cost. Because here we go again with the Bengals having the same issue that they have year after year since drafting Joe Burrow. They draft Joe Burrow, but they don't bring in a line to protect him. So each year he keeps getting injured. You know, it's not like he's missing like a week or 2 weeks. He's missing 3 months this time. He just had toe surgery. You know, because once again, the Bengals being a terrible and cheap organization, um, have no real scouting team and do not spend any money on their offensive line, what makes zero sense when you have a quarterback that you pay 250+ million to play for your organization, but you won't use one red cent on the offensive line to keep this man standing. The whole game, he was running for his life the whole game until eventually he got put down and he got injured. And then to add salt to the wound, they didn't even have a cart to come out here to pick up and put their quarterback on and drive him to the tunnel. He had to limp off the tunnel, with help. Like what type of joke are they running in in Cincinnati? The Bengals is a joke
Yo,
organization,
send your emails to
and they should
Yada
be
Bear.
ashamed of
Don't send
themselves.
them there. Send them to
Yeah,
Yada
send
Bear.
them here because they know I'm right. They should be ashamed of themselves.
You
This
right.
is this is a crime, and this is giving me the Colts vibes with Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck retired because he was dying behind that paper machete offensive line. And that's the same thing that's going on in Cincinnati. They got a paper machete offensive line, and this guy keeps getting hurt year after year after year for a significant time. He's going for 3 months. Kiss your playoff dreams goodbye. The season's done. 3 months in the NFL is different than 3 months in the NBA or in
Or 80
baseball.
games, 80 games
Yeah,
in the major leagues. Right.
yeah, it's different. 3 months, that's your season. In a month we can tell which team is going to be good and which team going to be bad. I think we give teams 4 weeks to show me who you are, and I can tell you're going to be bad. So 3 months, that's half that. That's a little bit more than half the season. It's done. The season's over. They might as well just look ahead for next season and
And tell your wife that your vacation will be on time as
your
scheduled.
vacation would definitely be on time.
Your
It may
vacation will be
be
on time.
actually it may be a little early. Okay, maybe
Right.
a
A little
little
earlier than
early
that. You know what I'm
for
saying?
real. But
Word
that's the
up.
team that I would have to put out there because it's just
Um,
ridiculous.
for me, I'm gonna say the Washington Commanders.
Okay.
For the simple fact that I think that people, took the Commanders at face value from last year. They had a great season last year. Jay Daniels had a rookie year. Boom, 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 boom. That's a year removed. The expectations were that the Commanders are going to challenge the Eagles, and I don't think the Commanders are ready for the Eagles, right? But I'm just going to say that the quarterbacks that have great seasons, and we look at them as top 10 guys, we're all looking kind of crazy right now. And the guy that people put at number 9 is just doing what he do. So to me, I'm segueing, Browski, because we're gonna get back into the football thing in a second. I'm segueing for a hot minute. Cause again, you don't have to have a parking spot in Bristol, Connecticut, or Los Angeles, California, or at the South Street Seaport in New York to know what you're talking about. A lot of people jumped out the window and said what they said. It's only 2 weeks, right? But I'm going to segue into something else. Right about now, we about to spark some bud. Because Canelo got that work. And they drowning in Modelo Suds. From pillar to post, Bud was a ghost. Canelo got licks in. Terrence got the most. He tried to pick the homie up and even throw him out the ring. Made Canelo look crazy with the Mexican to walk him into the ring. Canelo got shook. And you know how that go. You can see the photo on the Down in Sports Facebook page, when my man did like this and Canelo did like this. We knew it was over. We knew it was over. I'm going to talk my ish right now. Let me live, Browski. I told you from the door, Canelo was going to get that work. I said that on every platform I was on. You had certain people, which shall remain nameless and all that, were talking about, oh, they riding with Canelo because the story was Canelo was the, what, Browski? The bigger guy. We ran that last week down in sports. Ran down a litany of bigger guys that Terrence Crawford ran through. That fight was a virtuoso performance. Terrence Crawford don't have to fight another fight as long as he live. He don't have to. Terrence Crawford is up there with the Sugar Ray Leonards. Terrence Crawford is up there with the, you name it. You got to put his name in the mix. And you see how salty people are? And yeah, this is our platform now. I get to pop my collar, right? You see how salty people are now? Now they want to throw Crawford in the ring with Benavidez. They want to throw him in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. They want to throw him in the ring. No, knock it off. Let that man rest. Let that man enjoy the spoils of his championship. He did what a lot of people, including some of y'all out there, you're not going to admit it. A lot of y'all said that Crawford was going to get knocked out. Crawford was going to be outclassed. After we've seen examples of boxers moving up in weight and handling their business, right? So why would you think anything less of Terrence Crawford? Why? You nitpick his resume. Y'all thought that Yorioka's Gamboa was going to run through Terrence Crawford. We ain't forget. That's where it started.
They definitely did. They definitely thought.
See, and when I say y'all, I mean them, Browski, not us. I mean them, right? The bigger guy and Terrence Crawford ain't fought nobody. Now you're looking around for reasons to nitpick. And all this man told you was that he was going to go in there and handle his business. He told Canelo to his face, y'all say I fought nobodies. What you going to be after I bust your ass?
Exactly. Gonna be part of the nobodies.
Right. And that's exactly what Terrence Crawford did. He went in there and bust Canelo's ass. None of these people, they got to pick their face up off the floor because their jaw been cracked because they thought it was easy money. Why would you bet against a dude who all he does is fight bigger guys? That's his MO. And he made Canelo Browski. You can have your, you got your time to speak or whatever. But he made Canelo look old. He made Canelo look bad. He made Canelo look late. He made Canelo look like and I wouldn't say embarrassed is not the right word, right? But he was just like I said on the Star Report. He gave Canelo that work from round 1 to round 12. If you thought Canelo wasn't gonna get 1, 2, or 3, 4 licks in there, you're playing yourself. I saw that coming. But Browski, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna pass it off to you. All the Canelo lopes. Yeah, you like that, right? The Canelo lopes out there. Because your man got beat up like a cantaloupe. Cantaloupe. You know what I mean? Tell me a round in that fight or a moment that Canelo had that made you think that Terence Crawford was going to lose. Tell me one. Tell me one moment in that fight from the first round to the 12th, the final bell, that you thought Canelo had Terence Crawford in trouble. But you're going to tell me Terence Crawford ran the whole fight. Look at Canelo's face and look at Terence Crawford's face. Then he tried to headbutt my man. What we doing, Canelo Lopes? Put down the Modelo and think about your man Canelo and his next move. He's been through a lot of wars. Nobody's taking nothing off his name. Please believe that. Nobody's taking nothing off of Canelo's name. Nothing that. But my G, Canelo got his ass whooped from pillar to post. I don't want to hear somebody talk. It was 6'5". 6'5" what? 6'5" what? And the judges that had the 115, 113, they need to be banned. They need to be drug tested. Straight like that. They need to be drug tested. There was no way that fight was 115, 113. And what fight was you looking at? I'm asking any Canelo Alvarez dude or whatever, anybody, what round or what moment did Canelo have Terence Crawford shook? Find me 5 rounds of that fight that Canelo Alvarez won. Convincingly. You can't. Bowski, go ahead. My bad, I'm sorry.
No. You were spot on with everything you said. The whole card was good. It was an entertaining card. I'll have to say that. But the main event, yeah, Bud definitely went in and he went to work. When people say he was running, I don't see that as running. He was beating him. He beat him up in every corner of that ring. I think he
Yep,
made a
sure did.
point to get busy at every corner of that ring to show so everybody get a
Yep.
view
Let's go, Bowski.
of the
Yep.
damage that he was bestowing onto Canelo. Um,
They just bestow it on him.
yeah, I was actually pretty shocked by how Crawford was able to dominate the whole
How
match.
easy, right? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it
Right.
was like soon as the bell rung, he went straight into work mode. It was like, bing. It's like that show Severance when they hear the ding, he just turned into the Severance. And that's exactly what it looked like with Crawford. As soon as the bell rang, bing, he was like, boop, went right into like work mode, and he was like, he was beating him up. Like he beat
Come
up
on,
Canelo.
Browski. Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen Canelo get beat up like that since he fought Floyd when he was younger. He beat him up, and he showed him that I'm better than you. I'm bigger. I got bigger. I'm stronger. And the most impressive thing about the whole fight to me
Mm-hmm.
was the fact that Crawford stamina was with him the whole time because going up 2 weight classes, most people who moved up in weight, the issue is always stamina. During late parts of the round because you're not they're used of carrying that much weight, muscle and whatever that long in the ring, and it seemed like the deeper they went. within the fight, the stronger and quicker Crawford got. And not only was he landing punches, he was landing them clean. Like I
Mm.
haven't seen someone punch Canelo square in the face. Like
Beat him to
like
the punch,
sometimes like
right?
like in a boxing match, you hit him in the face, but it's like maybe the cheek or off to the side. No,
Mm-hmm.
he was hitting him square in the face. Like he had a bullseye on his mouth and his nose, like this area right here.
He was
And he
just
was
tapping him.
hitting it
Bang, 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 all
every
that.
time.
Right.
Like I never seen that in a boxing match, and it was consistent all 12 rounds. He was just
Yep.
punching this guy square in the face, and I'm like,
Punch
Canelo,
him square in the face.
yeah, I'm like, yo, you not seeing this? Like he's lining you up the whole entire time. You know,
Talk about
he
talk a little bit how in the middle of the ring where the exchange where he was kind of like getting off on Canelo in the middle of the ring exchanges.
yeah, and that showed me that he wasn't scared. He wasn't
Mm.
afraid to take Canelo's power. And
Mm-hmm.
when Canelo tagged him and seen that it had no real
Right.
effect on
He
this
ain't go
guy,
nowhere. Right. That's right.
it's like, you can see, Canelo's thinking like, yo, I gave him the best shot and he didn't even
He ate
stumble.
it.
He,
He
he
ate it.
didn't he didn't wince. He didn't take a step back. He didn't even motion back. He just stood his ground and he just ate it like it was nothing. So
Mm-hmm.
that's when you knew like, oh, this game plan isn't working. I didn't know this guy had this in him.
Game
And
plan's
you
not
saw
working.
that when he hit him with that jaw and everybody seen, the depiction when Canelo stepped back and then he looked at him, it was like, oh, I didn't know you had that in you. I said, oh, look at that. I said,
Oh,
you know
you talk
what?
about I know you might be talking about earlier in the fight, but I was thinking about when he went to when Bud went to the body and they came back around over the top and tapped
Yeah.
him. Bang! He
Yeah,
looked at
yeah.
like
And
yo.
he stepped back and he looked down like, I didn't know you had that in you,
Mm,
and it was still late in the round. So how are you still this powerful
right.
and precise? Like it was, his accuracy had to be at like one of the highest percentage he probably had in majority of his fights. Like I never seen him this accurate. Like when I said this man was focused, he was extremely focused. He was so focused that it looked like he could afford another fight after this fight. And this shows me that this is the end of the line for Canelo. And it's okay. Canelo had an amazing career. An amazing career. His three losses is against really good fighters. One of the best in Floyd when he moved up and fought Bavilla. That was I mean, he fought him at Bavilla at his highest peak when he
Oh,
was
Bivol. Mm-hmm.
when he was out there, really destroying guys. And it wasn't like he got knocked out. He stood his ground, but he just got beat up. And now here we go with Bud, almost the same situation. He just got outboxed, and it just shows that this is time. And if he bow out, and say he wants to retire, I wouldn't see anything wrong with that. If he turns around and says he wants a rematch, I think the rematch he might get knocked out, and I don't think he should go for a rematch. I think he should just be
I
like, all
think
right.
Canelo needed to move on. I think
Yeah, I don't think
he
he should. I don't think he should ask for a rematch. I think he should close the chapter in this book, and I think maybe he needs to really think about who going to be his last fight, when his last fight going to be, or if this was the last fight.
who
You
Canelo.
know, yeah,
I mean, if I'm Canelo, and again, you have nothing to be ashamed about. Um, you know what I mean? But if you want to be a fighter that the people gonna remember that you fought all the fights that that were before you, fight Benavidez.
yeah. I don't think
Fight
it's going to
Benavidez.
happen. I don't
I don't
think
think
it's
it's
going
gonna
to
happen
happen
either.
now. I,
Because
I
that gives him
definitely
the
think
perfect.
after.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I would say after this fight, after how he looked in against Crawford. Oh, I don't think it's going to happen. I think that he thought this would have been an easier match. It would have been in his favor because it's his weight class. This is his territory, and Bud moved up two weight class to fight him. So I think he thought this right here would have been the easier, more key fight than him fighting Benavidez and possibly getting
And you're
embarrassed. He
absolutely
got embarrassed in
you're
this
dead
one.
right. You're dead right. You know why? Because if Canelo would have won this fight, it'd been like, oh, now we could shut up about Bud Crawford. And, Bud Crawford's not this, Bud Crawford's not that. He shouldn't have moved up. But we don't got to worry about that
Hmm.
conversation, right? So
Nope.
again, now the conversation should be all about giving Bud Crawford his his time off, letting him live, let him do him. You know what I'm saying? And everybody else got to worry about now. We're not talking about Boots Ennis. We ain't talking about none of that. You know what I mean? Let them handle that and figure that out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So again, I know Terrence Crawford is not the gloating or braggadocio type of dude. You know what I mean? He showed how much respect he had for Canelo by giving him his belts back.
Yeah. I thought
You know what
that
I mean?
was
Like,
really
yo,
stand up.
these are yours. I can't do nothing with
Yeah.
these belts with your picture on them and your
Exactly.
name on them. I
I'll
can't do
get
nothing with
mine.
these. But yeah,
Yeah.
because he's going to get his belts. But again, like you said, I thought that was real dope that he gave him his belts back. You know what I'm saying? As a show of I respect you as a man. You know what I mean? You earned these.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm going to get mine. Don't worry about it. But you got this. I'm going to give you your belts back. Boom, boom. Um, Again, that shows maximum respect. I think that Terrence Crawford, when you talk about him, um, his career, man, people try to put you know try to throw darts at it, and I'm not understanding why.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's a born fighter. He's not your
Mm-mm.
Floyd Mayweather type because he gonna get in there and rumble with you.
Yes, he will.
So that to me, that's what separates him from a Floyd type. How would you even mention Floyd Mayweather and Terrence Crawford in the same breath? Like that's just me.
Hmm.
What slugfest has Floyd Mayweather been before when he was Pretty Boy Floyd? He was getting busy,
Yeah.
right? But since he was Money Mayweather, nah. Until he did Victor Ortiz dirty. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, I mean, if this is me, and who am I, right? Terrence Crawford to me gets the ultimate maximum respect for being a fighter. Floyd gets the
Hmm.
ultimate respect for being a what, Kimmy? A boxer.
Hmm.
And as Terrence Crawford, you look at his fights, you look at Floyd's fights, therein lies the difference. And if you can't see a difference, then that joke's on you, Jack. So
Okay.
that's all. You know what I mean? Terrence Crawford is knocking out, putting the heads to bed, straight out the box. MC's is jumping out shoes and socks, son. Word up. You know what I mean? Floyd is an event. Floyd is a dude that's gonna, box you, talk junk, run away from you, whoop de woo, and then at the end of the day, I made 150 million, billion, gazillion dollars. Ha 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 ha. You know what I mean? I don't get that from Terrence Crawford. Who cares what Terrence Crawford made? He made history. How about that? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's my take on that. You know what I'm saying? We down in Sports Talk. We in the building. Y'all the Bears in the house. Two-time National League East champion. Y'all the Bears. Super Bowl champion. Y'all the Bear. You know what I mean? That's too much to put on a nameplate, but it's all good. We in the building. NCAA week number 2 is in the books. Before we get started on that, I want yourself and myself to pat ourselves on the back. We told y'all month ago that we ain't put no respect on Clemson's name. None. None. No respect. All these prognosticators and announcers and analysts and this and that and that and this. Shout out to Lee Corso. Salute. Clemson was going, whoop de whoop. No, not so fast, my friend. Because myself and Yada Bear over there said Clemson had no reason to be in the top anything. You can send me all the emails you want because only thing Clemson's proving us right. Dabo Sweeney was late to the party when it came to the portal,
Yep.
and it's really showing now.
Yep.
And that's all I'm gonna say on that for right now because Bowski's gonna talk about the NCAA week 2.
Oh man, week two was wild. You know, we seen. Well, we knew what it was going to be. You know,
Absolutely.
when we speak
Put
about
some respect
Clemson,
on our name.
we definitely seen. You know, I was saying it like, what's so special about Clemson? Like, I don't see it. Why are they, you know, top five? Like that's you know that was wild to me. Why are they top 12? That's I don't know. But one very interesting game, um, to me, one of the highlights of the past weekend was Georgia Tennessee. That was a great game. Two two powerhouses going back and forth. Um, Very tough game for number six Georgia, 15 Tennessee. They went to overtime. Georgia won by three. It was a great game. And then the shock of the weekend, besides Clemson losing to an unranked Georgia Tech, I gotta keep saying that because I just need these Clemson lovers to realize that they was wrong. But the other shocker was Notre Dame losing to Texas A&M by one. Like at Notre Dame too. Like that was wild to
That's what I was
me.
waiting for you to say.
At Notre Dame. So I need, all these Notre Dame lovers too to take a step back and see like, yo, it ain't all good, in South Bend. I did not expect them to lose to Texas A&M. But what I didn't expect most was Clemson losing to Georgia Tech. And the reason why I keep going back to it because it was a convincing one. Like they was outplaying Clemson the whole game, and
Georgia Tech was Terrence Crawford and Clemson was Canelo.
for real, and Georgia almost gave it up to him. They almost gave it to him, you know. And people were like, "Oh, Clemson was fighting back." No, 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 no. Georgia was giving the game up. Like they got a
And
little
Clemson's so
too.
bad they couldn't even snatch it when it was
Yeah,
being
like
given
they
to them.
couldn't
There you
believe
go.
it.
Bang
Yeah,
bang.
yeah, they couldn't believe that, we're leading this game, and next thing you know, Clemson was able to, come back, tie it up, and then, the kicker came out and did his job, and and Dabo was running off into the tunnel with egg on his face because now you're 0-2.
Now you 0-2.
0 0-2. You went from having a team that could possibly be undefeated to a team that's 0-2, and I can't find them on the AP top 25.
Yeah.
Did
So
I
sad.
did I miss them? I'm going up and
Maybe, maybe,
down,
maybe,
and
they, maybe they spelled it wrong. I don't know.
did they
I don't know.
spell it like
Maybe they spelled it wrong. Did a
Iowa
K?
State?
Maybe they
Oh
spelled it with a
no.
K or something. I don't know. Maybe they spelled it. Let me
Yeah,
see.
I don't see him on this list. So,
Oh well, then they must
oh
not be in the
well,
top 25,
must not. So,
right?
I guess better luck next year. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Use something like the transfer portal that
A little
anybody
bit
can
better, right?
use.
That's what it's there
You,
for.
you know,
That's right.
and anybody can use it. It's not like you're cheating if you use it. It's not like it's illegal to use it. It's it was put in place for a reason, and for you to
And
be
bust a
stubborn.
move, Browski, bust a move.
What?
We know y'all got some bread down there.
Oh, they definitely got bread down there.
Let me get on my on my Cam Newton one time. We
They
know
they
y'all got
they
some bread
definitely.
down
They definitely got some bread down there, because Dabo got a lot of bread in his pocket.
there.
Maybe
Yeah,
if he
we know y'all got some
you
bread down
know,
there.
maybe if he
I might
released
need to
some of
dig a
his
little deeper
funds, yeah,
because
exactly, because it's
this ain't
crazy.
it.
But
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 Notre
let's talk
Dame.
about let's talk about who has won.
Okay, Miami
And
Hurricanes.
I'm going to go right to your Miami Hurricanes.
Let's get it.
Came out, did what they had to do against their we want to say mm,
Little
little
brothers.
brothers. I was gonna
Yup,
say
there you
that.
go.
Little brothers, the the less than the second cousins that think they're first cousins, in South Florida, you know, with their little number 18 ranking, they thought they was gonna do something with your guys. Um, Miami went down there and showed them that they
They ain't
run
ready yet.
Florida. They showed them that they run Florida. They said we not Florida, we Miami.
They're not ready yet. You know what I mean? 'Cause they not ready yet because they still delicate. Shout out to Spragga Benz. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Listen. So for me, the Miami Hurricanes, handling their business, as they should. Um, again, I feel like Carson Beck is coming into his own. He's settling down. Our defense is handling business. We just really that South Florida game meant a lot because again, South Florida, moving up in the rankings in the in-state rivalry thing because they defeated Florida. You know what I mean? And do you know how they go? They play against each other. So again, Miami just had to show South Florida that you're not ready for prime time. Even though do what you do. You know what I mean? Don't hang your head. You know what I mean? Just get ready for next week and move on. But the Miami Hurricanes, Virginia Tech, which has always posed a problem for us historically, right? We got them at home. My true feelings about where we are right now, Browski, is I think we're ranked a little bit high. And the reason why I say
uh,
that, what reason why I say that, Kimmy, is because you know how this season is going to turn out. We said it before the season started. That's how we get down over here. Everybody's going to cannibalize each other, right? We could be 6-0, 7-0, boom, 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 and then run into a Georgia Tech, which we have to play on the road in November, right? And then boom, there goes the season. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Where while they were going to finagle a way for Notre Dame to try to get into a playoff situation. But here's my thing, though. Besides Miami and all that, Browski, you know the team that I'm going to be watching for the next 3 weeks? Penn State. Now, how esteemed colleague of yourself and myself would say, it's shine time. It's
Oh,
shine time for
definitely.
Penn State. Like, are you about that life or you not? We're gonna find out. What's your thoughts again, Browski, in regards to the what went on in weeks 2? I know you got some more things you want to talk about.
I definitely do agree with you about Penn State. Um, so far today's schedule been a little cupcakey. They are off next week, and
Mm-hmm. So they can get ready.
yeah, and then they come back, and I believe that's when
Oregon.
things start things start looking a little bit more competitive. And yeah, and if you come straight out the gate and you playing you're playing Oregon, that's your real real test.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State real test, and like I said, we're gonna see who they really are, or are they really contenders or pretenders? Are they gonna end up like Clemson and fall off the map? Um, when I look at this ranking for this week, um, I don't think Miami. I think Miami's right where they should be.
Mm.
I mean, again, I can always flip Miami and Georgia like 4 or 5, but I think
Right.
Miami deserves to be exactly where they should be at.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
LSU at
The Yada
3.
Bear rankings cut. The Yada Bear rankings coming out tomorrow, yo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. LSU being third, I'm not mad at that. I would
Trust
have put them
LSU.
three, like
Trust
the
LSU.
top number 3. The top 5 right now, I'm okay with. Ohio State, Penn State, LSU, Miami, and Georgia. That's fine. Um, Oregon at 6, Florida State at 7, Texas at 8. Texas at 8 is still
Mm.
high for me. I don't believe
You
Texas to be
still
an
trying to
8.
hang on to hope, right, Browski?
Yeah, that's a little too high for me. Texas at 8. Then you got Illinois at 9, Texas A&M at 10, Oklahoma at 11, Iowa State holding on to 12, and then right outside you got Ole Miss at 13, and you got Alabama at 14.
Mm. Let me
Looking
tell you
in.
mine's right quick. Down to N
Good.
Sports Top 12 plus one NCAA football rankings for week 3. All right. Number 1 is Ohio State. Number 2 is Georgia. Number 3 is Miami. Number 4 is Oregon. Number 5 is Penn State. Number 6 is
Uh-huh.
LSU. Number 7 is Oklahoma. Number 8 is Illinois. Number 9 is Iowa State. Number 10 is Texas A&M. Number 11 is Ole Miss. Number 12 is Vanderbilt. And the 13th team on the outside looking in is Florida State. All right. So that's how I look at it. Again, um, that list is definitely gonna fluctuate. You know what I mean? Because everybody really basically who I picked is undefeated, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're only looking at after a couple of weeks of the season. The reason why, you have a Ole Miss up there. I mean, the teams that where's the Alabamas and the Texases? They're down at the bottom. They're looking up at everybody else. Why? Because they put
Yeah.
themselves there. Florida, they put themselves there.
Yep.
Clemson, they put themselves there. So the teams that are deserving of those rankings for me, in my eyes, Kim, um, are not going to be the ones that we're talking about in by Halloween or the first couple of
No.
weeks in November. It's gonna be crazy different. So
Yeah.
again, that's just how it looks to me right now. But I wanted to talk about something right quick. Um, on the college football tip. The kid, I am a lever, one that transferred from one school, he went to Tennessee, then he transferred to UCLA. That's the kid that
Yeah.
realized that his NIL money was going to be taxed in California and all that craziness.
Mm-hmm.
This dude, to me, and you can send me your emails, whatever, made a bad move, even worse, and then put flames under it. Deshaun Foster got fired at UCLA after the first couple of weeks of the season.
Mm-hmm.
This kid, Nico, whatever, Iomaliva, that's how I remember his name because he's leaving every school he goes to because he's not getting enough NIL money.
Yeah.
Now you done got a coach fired. That should have been my get down on it, but I couldn't wait. UCLA football used to mean something, used to stand for something. I know Troy Aikman is tight, right? So again, um, the NIL and chasing that money is not always a good thing. All right. Um, that's all I wanted to say about that, Bowski. Go ahead, finish your thought.
No, no, you're absolutely right about that. He got bad advice,
Very bad
and
advice.
this is the gift and the curse of the NIL right here. Cause you think you get a better offer at another school, and it turns out you didn't do your research and realize you gotta pay taxes. Taxes
See,
is a real thing. We've
right.
seen plenty of
Especially
people
in
go to
California.
jail for taxes. Okay, and now you still end up in California with even less NIL money. the team is bad, and now your coach get fired. You know, so
Peace to
it's
Charlie.
it's
He says his Panthers not looking too good.
oh
Moving right along.
and yep, there you go. That's how you respond to that.
Shout out to Charlie. Word up.
Good
Um,
luck to Charlie.
yeah, good luck, Charlie. You know what I mean? Um, thanks you for rocking out with us, man. We salute you. Yeah, week two is just the kind of precursor to a lot of upheaval and change. I'm gonna go into the mirror tonight and practice my shock to surprise look when Miami loses, which would they inevitably do. My question to you, Yada Bear, aka High Ceilings, do you think, or what percent chance do you give of a team in making the college football playoffs? I give you four. Making the final four in the college football playoffs. Any of those teams will be undefeated?
One,
Okay.
one,
So you giving it what, a 25% chance out of the
yeah,
four teams, the semifinals? One of them will
yep,
be undefeated?
one, yep,
If I had to
and
put money on it, and by the way, I killed them this weekend. Browski.
mhm,
We gotta talk. We gotta talk. I killed them, yo. But anyway, um, as I look at it right now, it could be Browski because a lot of teams are undefeated after week two. That number's going to dwindle down after week three, dwindle down some
mhm,
more after week four. By the
a
time we get
lot
to week
more.
9 and 10, that
Oh,
that one undefeated team would be Ohio State, Penn State, Miami, whoever is going to be on pins and needles the whole season. They're going to be the target the
yep,
whole season. Um, this is the part of the show right now. Unless Bowski want to add some more to the NCAA situation, where we get down on some things, right? I know Browski wanted to talk about some things. What you gonna get down on tonight, Browski?
what am I getting down on? I am getting down on all of my Philadelphia Eagles haters.
Mm.
Oh, we should ban the tush push. Oh, everybody's off sides on the tush push. Oh, I'm tired of having to officiate the tush push. Oh, it's so hard to figure out if it's a touchdown or not, if you got the yardage or not. Where, where? Okay? Stop it. Okay? Instead of crying and complaining and moaning about one play that's not a surprise play that everybody knows is coming, learn to stop it. You're supposed to be defensive geniuses, professional defense football player. Y'all supposed to know the game. Stop it. Okay? Stop the play. It's been stopped before. It's not 100%. I'm so tired of the crying just because you can't accomplish it. Just because you don't have the personnel to execute one of the greatest plays in football history that people would rather ban than learn how to stop it. It's ridiculous. I'm tired of it. Okay? We didn't win the game because of the tush push. We won the game because of our defense. We won the game because we reminded Patrick Mahomes what happened to him in the Super Bowl. Okay? We lost the game because his main man got butterfingers and basically volleyed the ball to my rookie safety, Andrew McCuber, for what came into the game clinching interception. Okay? Let's talk about the fact that in the second half, we shut down y'all offense. Okay? Let's focus on that and stop focus on one play that's not going to be banned until you guys learn how to stop it. Just learn how to stop it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. Y'all should be tired of it too. I'm tired of it being the the main subject of all of these conversations about changing rules. Like, if football was supposed to be easy, then any and everybody would be playing football right now. Okay? But it's not easy. Stop complaining. Learn. Learn from it. These are lessons. Be better. Be better. And also, I would like to say middle finger to everybody up in Staten Island.
Mm-mm.
You know, a big middle finger to all of them. To all you Mets fans, all you Mets supporters, all you guys that thought,
Mm-mm.
oh, this is the year. We got the golden boy Juan Soto. He took the train up here and he got off at City Life Stadium and now he played for the Mets. We're going to take back the NL East. Take back what? 12 and a half games. That's what the Phillies got on you. 12 and a half games. Remember, it was all good 3 weeks ago when we was up in City Field and y'all kicked our butts. And y'all was like, oh, we're only 5 games back. We're making a comeback. We're going to take the East from the Phillies. The Phillies ain't nothing. We can beat these guys. And then y'all took that trip down I-95 and went to Citizen Bank Park for 4 straight games and got crushed each game. Y'all left out with a donut. We didn't even give y'all a pretzel or a cheesesteak. We gave y'all a donut and tell y'all to take that back to New York.
Browski going in.
Okay? So I want y'all to bow down
Look at
to the
this. Look at
king
this.
of the NL
Look at
East.
this.
Okay? Big middle finger to the Mets. Another one goes to the Braves. Ronald Acuna Jr.'s back. Woo! We're gonna be back on top.
Browski stupid.
Okay? We're gonna be back on top. We're gonna take over the NL East. The Phillies only won it last year because everybody in the Braves got hurt. So what happened this year? What happened? What happened to you guys? I'm gonna tell you what happened. 19 games. That's what happened.
Mm.
Okay? We got 19 games on y'all. And I'm not even gonna bring up the Nationals because they don't matter. Okay? Nationals don't even matter. They're
Yeah,
very irrelevant.
afterthought, right?
And so is the Marlins. Like, these are irrelevant, teams. But all you Mets fans, go ahead. You guys can get y'all an NL East Philadelphia Phillies championship T-shirt. We'll send you guys some. You know, it's okay. We'll show you how champions play. All that stuff from last season. That's out the window now. Y'all want to talk about last year. You want to talk about this year. Y'all don't be watching us because y'all actually playing yourself out the wild card spot, which is crazy to me. You
It's
know,
even worse, right?
y'all gonna be at home. Y'all already start y'all vacation plans right now. You might as well. We just playing for participation trophy. They're playing to say, hey, we completed the season. We did it. Yay!
Browski, you're talking really
Well,
crazy. I ain't mad at
congratulations.
you, Browski. Talk your ish.
All right, congratulations to the 2025 Philadelphia Phillies National League East champs. And I'm done.
That's what it is. You know what I'm gonna get down on tonight? I'm gonna get down on the NFL for even allowing Tom Brady in the coach's booth, in the Vegas coaching booth, thing to become a thing. The next thing I'm gonna expect is Tom Brady to have a referee's shirt on. I'm not mad at the fact that Tom Brady, you know, but it's a plain and clear. See these glasses right here? They help me to see. See this right here? It helped me to see too, right? And what I saw in my eyes is a plain conflict of interest. That's just me. What do I know? Um, I feel like if Tom Brady wanted to be in the Raiders coaching booth, maybe the camera shouldn't have been on him. You know what I mean? That type of thing. But again, that man is free to do whatever he wants to do. That's a Fox thing. You know what I mean? But I'm just getting down on the NFL for making a thing out of it. When they should have been making a thing about this national anthem thing or this the pregame tribute to a certain person who failed to protect their neck. Right? See, Wu Tang, me knowing a certain person failed to protect their neck, and the NFL wanted to celebrate this person. And some teams chose to have a moment of silence before the games. That makes you think, or it should at least. On top of all the other political issues, which the NFL doesn't get into political issues, right? Colin Kaepernick, right? We haven't got that enough time for me to really go in like I want to go in. But I'm getting down on the NFL for that, right? You can't pick and choose your political stances. I mean, you can, but you can't, put them in people's faces like that. Either you with a political stance or you're not. Tim Tebow did the Bible thumping thing. Colin Kaepernick took a knee. You crucified that dude. When Marshawn Lynch took a knee, ain't nobody say word the first. When you start to sing the Black National Anthem and all of that before the games and all that, I don't know what you was trying to do, who you was trying to appease. That wasn't going to last long, so you shouldn't have did it from the door. How about that, Roger Goodell? You paint the we are all one and all the freedom stuff in the end zones. That went away. Roger Goodell. But yet and still, you gave NFL owners the option like you didn't have nothing to do with that. So again, for me, it's the NFL, yo. They're going to continue to keep doing what they do. But again, you continue to keep calling them out. So again, at the end of the day, you choose to do what you do. And listen, I got all the respect in the world for the people who kind of like get at me, right? Salute Kimmy Coco down in Atlanta. Because, like, why are you watching this? I know that's your thing and that's what you do and you talk sports and blah, 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 blah. But why are you watching this? You know why I'm watching it? And I'm going to give you a proper response. From my perspective, Browski, you add on if you want. Political is outside of the sports bubble. When I'm talking baseball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, boxing, whatever that's pertaining to sports, the political stuff, caca, nonsense, BS is on the outside of that bubble. It don't really do nothing for my thoughts. But again, when those two paths intersect,
yeah,
it becomes a scenario. And Browski, I'm glad we get ready to get out of here because I know, we could talk about the murderers and the killers and the hit and runs and all that. You know what I'm saying? We can get it. We can have a whole 2-hour show about that. But that just goes into my stance about the NFL and how they kind of like pick and choose their battles. You screamed on Colin Kaepernick. You made him a pariah. If you didn't, you lying. You made that man a pariah. But you let Tim Tebow do what he do.
Yeah,
Then you picked your battles.
we sure did.
You ain't say nothing to Marshawn Lynch when he was taking the knee, but you know how you got Marshawn Lynch back? Malcolm Butler.
Yeah.
And I'll leave that at that. Down in Sports Talk, we are in the building every Tuesday night. Straight no chaser. Word up. Straight no chaser. Right? That's Browski, y'all the bear over there, aka High Ceilings. AKA rain, sleet, hail, or snow. Right? That's how we give it up over here. Any last words before we get ready to shut this down for the night, Browski?
I'll say, go Phillies, go Birds.
Any words? Any
Enjoy.
words besides that?
Um,
I'm messing with Browski. Any words besides that?
hey, enjoy these last couple of weeks of Major League Baseball, and hopefully you guys are watching the WNBA playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Game
Quick
two is
minute
on
on
right
that,
now.
Browski. Quick minute on that. Talk about that real quick.
Um, right now, I mean, right now we got game two of the Atlanta Dream and Indiana Fever. Fever actually are up in this game. They're down in the series 1-0. So this is definitely a must-win game for them. Um, Vegas is still on the tear. You know, they won up on Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah, that's
Which
actually
played like they didn't know what the hell was going on.
yeah. The Aces definitely are on. These guys are on a roll. You know, they brought in. They finished the season very strong with that winning streak, and it really propelled them into the playoffs.
They want to
So
get their they
their
want to get their
game
lick
two
back.
is next is tonight, and then uh who else is playing? We got tomorrow. We got game two of. Jeez, who's
With the
playing
Liberty,
tomorrow? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the
No, that's
Liberty
not
playing with the
tomorrow.
Mercury, I think.
They play in the Mercury, and I believe they are up. Um, hold on.
We'll have
What's
a
his?
full, concise,
Yeah, we have a
updated
full.
WNBA
Yeah,
playoff
of it.
rundown for you next Tuesday night. Please believe that. On behalf of myself and Yada Browski, NL East, two-time NL East champion, Super Bowl champion, we are out. We'll talk to y'all. Don't go nowhere, Kim. We are out. We'll talk to y'all next week. Y'all be good. And Spark Bud.